our kids in Arkansas. And good morning, welcome on board. Kids asked a good question, and that is there a difference between the horns of the male and the female buffalo? And there certainly is. I'm hoping now, though, we get to see this one facing us for one last time. But essentially, I'll describe it to you, and if it does hopefully turn its head to us, you'll notice that, there we go, that keratin helmet where they join in the center of the head, and that join, that part of the horns is called the boss, where they come together in the center. The male's is completely keratin, and it bulges fairly considerably, creating almost a rift in the center where the horns meet. Whereas females, in that central rift, won't have nearly as deep of a rift, and they'll also often have hair. So they don't have a large keratin boss or kind of helmet where the horns meet in the center. They've got less prominence and even often hair down that center rift that you can see on this individual now, even though it is looking at us through the bushes. So that is the main difference that you'd look for. It would be in the center of the horns, where the horns meet, where you would establish whether it's male or female. That's the best place to look. And I hope that made sense to you. If not, I can kind of try and re-explain it. But one last little attempt is that the males will have a large rift filled with keratin, no hair in the center of their head, and a large almost valley. Whereas the females, it will almost be flat where the horns join, and often hair will be dispersed down that center parting. So there we've got a great shot, and you could almost imagine that he knows what we're saying. He's like, would you like me to look at you like this? Okay, one last time. Oh, wonderful. Well done. They really are such pretty birds when they do present themselves with an opportunity like this. It's impossible to turn down. This one's looking extremely alert. Those are go-away birds, grey go-away birds calling behind us. Not their regular quack call, but it's almost like they're warming up to it. Oh, now he's showing us his better half. Look at that. I wonder what it is that's exciting these go-away birds. They're quite far away. Well, there's two different bunches calling to one another. cannot emphasize how much more pleasant it is out here on an overcast, cool day like this. Been thoroughly enjoying the weather. These are the invasive, one of the invasive plants, with two of them, and they're both right amongst one another. Oh. So as pretty as these red flowers are, they don't belong here, and neither do these blackjacks. And blackjacks are terrible, terrible little plants because the way their seeds are dispersed, they stick to your clothes and your socks. So you can imagine walking through here, just getting absolutely covered in these things. And it's a good way of seed dispersal, and that's why they've been so effective in spreading, or one of the reasons. But they're no good, especially getting stuck on socks and different kind of material. They battle to latch onto this, but other kinds of material they really get stuck onto. So this is one of them. Marina tree, and it was blocking the road. So they had to come in with chainsaws to clear a path. Incredible strength the elephants have to be able to push over a tree of this size. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. But thankfully they do have the strength to do it, because if they didn't, the environment that we're driving through now would be a heavily wooded forest, and it's a necessity for elephants to actually break down and create a little bit of deforestation in order to make space for new growth, as well as to maintain a mixed kind of thorn-felt habitat here. As we do get in this area of South Africa. Just going to roll forward and see if we can get a better view of these waterbucks. As you'll notice, they're very distinctively heart-shaped nostrils. And obviously the white ring on the bottom is also a very characteristic feature of the waterbuck. And a fairly shaggy coat, well, not shaggy, but long, furry coat relative to the other antelope out here, especially around the neck. Another one further. Well, Alex is looking through the questions. Is somebody... We've got a request from DJ Lepit asking for facilities in Nyala. It's so beautiful, especially in the setting here in the riverbed. As he wants to get some screenshots, as I also get some photographs. And Alex is also looking through the questions from this morning for a quick question on him. Pick up weather patterns better than me. Great sightings along the way. So glad you joined us, and really looking forward to this afternoon's drive already. So if you don't have any plans, we would love you to join us again then. And to Brian on camera, thanks for your good work as always. I gave you a tricky one there with the butterfly early on to start with, but you did well. And a big thank you also to Alex in the final control. Your work is really appreciated by us out here. And we'll just leave this last few seconds of drive for Brian to pan around and see what's happening here on the Juma Dam. So enjoy, and until this afternoon, goodbye from myself and the team.